All right, we are live and welcome as you are jumping on. We are streaming this tonight, our Tip Tuesday Live. We are streaming this in our Facebook group, Online Business Builders, on our Facebook business page, David and Dana, and also on our YouTube channel, Ask David and Dana. So I'm so delighted. I have a very special guest with me tonight. You can see we are on the same property. We're probably only a stone's throw away from each other, but I'm here in my studio and David is there in his studio. And we've got a very, very special announcement for you tonight. And this is something that's been kind of brewing for a number of weeks as David and I have been really focusing in on how we can build our business stronger as we help, others build their businesses. We never want to forget how our business is also important. And so we're always trying new things and we're always taking a little bit of our own medicine, right, David? Right.
Sure.
So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to have some fun. We've got a couple questions that we're going to kind of wrestle with a little bit and share with you. Maybe you haven't, you don't know our whole story and the kind of the thought processes that go into things. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I've got a question here I am going to show. And that question is, how did a pastor, which is David, and a paralegal, me, end up as online marketing coaches? I know a lot of people wonder that, ask that. We've been asked that on a number of podcasts. So David, why don't you take that away?
Okay. Well, stepping back just a little bit in our lives, I was a pastor for 35 years and Dana was a paralegal for about that same amount of time. And like many people, we found ourselves going up and up and up in our careers to a certain point. And then I was downsized at age 58 from a position in a huge church as executive pastor when they changed their staff model, and ended up in a small town where my skills for coaching staff members and doing strategic planning just didn't fit so much. So after a few years there, Dana and I looked at each other and said, well, we could work for another 6 or 8 years doing what we're doing, but feeling really out of place, or we could retire and move to Mexico. Well, what we ended up doing is we moved here. And the last year before we moved, Dana had been involved in some network marketing, and I had started 2 blogs, and then Dana started helping me with writing those. And we started doing some affiliate marketing on our blogs. And then when we got here to Mexico, we said, okay, now what? And started taking those things more seriously. And it led us on a journey that led in a number of different directions.
Absolutely. It's been a fun journey. When we woke up that morning and knew we had so much more to give, and there had to be other people out there like us that wanted to retire, that knew that they had, something more to give. And I think that goes beautifully into our next question. When you think of what gifts, strengths, skills do we each bring to the business from our first careers? And, that's what a lot of people can think about. If you're still working in your 9-to-5 job, you've accumulated skills and such that you may not even, connect the dots and realize can help other people. So David, do you want to take a stab at that question?
Sure. This was something I didn't even realize as we got started in online marketing. But when we did, I dove into things, studying everything I could get my hands on, which fits with my background in academia. And then we were working hard at developing this marketing business when a friend of ours, one of our mentors, reviewed our business plan with us once and then said, "You need to start coaching." And I didn't feel ready for it. But now that I look back, I realized I had done a lot of work, built a lot of skills. But when you go back to my career, um, so much of my career had focused on strategic planning and coaching staff. And so it was just natural that we would focus on those gifts as we would be giving to others. We can help people in any part of their business, but especially the strategic aspect of finding out where they are and what are the moves that they need to make to take the next steps forward. And then coaching them along the way, step by step. So that was a natural thing for me. Dana, what about you? What gifts and skills did you bring?
Well, working for lawyers for 30 some years, you had to get really good at being diplomatic. You had to be very organized, and you had to understand the big picture. And I also know that one of my gifts, and that's really been developed here in this career now, was writing, and so I know that bringing copywriting and doing those things and learning how to switch up, a gift that I was given so that I can use it to help others. It's been great, and help others, to get organized and stay on task and know what they should be doing at the right time. That is so rewarding for me. And, we've coined that time whisperer. I've gotten very good over the years as a pastor's wife, just juggling a lot of plates and doing a lot of things and having a hard time saying no. And so when we start this business and I see other people struggling with some of the same things, and they wonder, how can you get all of that done? Well, it's not as easy as just getting a bigger plate, right? But it's understanding how to organize the things on that plate. So that's one of my sweet spots, and that I love to bring to our business from, our first career.
Yeah, you were, if I can toot your horn for you, you were one of the most productive people in several different law offices. One of them, they told me at one point that 2/3 of their income came from the cases you worked with, because you were just so good at moving cases through. So I appreciate the way you get so many things done. I may plan things, but I'd say that you get the bulk of the work done.
Well, we are a good team. And I know that we work with folks that don't necessarily have a spouse or someone else that they can, rely on. And so they have to do everything themselves. And so
that would be hard.
We feel blessed by that, but we also
Mhm.
know how we can help people that don't have such a situation. Well, let's see, what else do we have that we can talk about a little bit that's going to kind of point to our big announcement?
Yeah. I don't know how big the announcement is, but it's certainly something that I wish that I'd understood when we started this. And we've all along, we've had people telling us, well, you need to focus your niche as much as you can. And our what we have done all along is focused on coaching online marketers. But online marketers could be network marketers or affiliate marketers or coaches or e-commerce people, and I could go on and come up with other niches within that. So we've decided, we need to focus more and tried to divide that up in a number of different ways. One of them is that, well, we naturally have an affinity for people that are second career. Now, again, in terms of our niche, we're willing to work with anyone at any stage of their life, but we have a natural affinity for people that are second career because that's where we are. We finished one career, we started what we often call our encore career. So second career would be one part of our niche as we're trying to focus ourselves a bit more. Another thing is that our faith is just a huge part of our life. Uh, I guess that's obvious with my career as a pastor, but beyond that, it's a part of who we are and how we live each day. And we have a natural affinity for other people who are people of faith, and find that we tend to attract people that are Christians, are followers of Jesus Christ as well, just as we are. And so again, while we're happy to work with people outside of that, our natural affinity is to focus on people that are within the Christian faith. So we now tend to would say, and I'm getting ahead of myself here, but that we are looking for second career Christian coaches and affiliate marketers. Since that's what we have done and built our business around, it works best for us to work with those people in helping to get your business started and then grow that business.
Exactly. So, I mean, that has been kind of our announcement, is that, we've niched down, just like we teach our students to do, to pick a niche, and we keep say, go down further, because you're going to have a hard time when you're marketing to everybody. That doesn't mean you don't serve, like you said, doesn't mean that we don't serve other people. It just means that we're not marketing to those people. And it's really given us a lot of excitement, and to just totally be able to be who we are. And we also tell people, when you have accomplished something, then you know how to do it. And that helps you help other people do the same thing. So I think that kind of comes up to our next question. What do you want to be known for? And if it's all right, I'm just going to take this one, David, because I am so passionate about this. And I know that, the two of us are on the same page, but we both want to be known for our integrity and our compassion. We know that there are a lot of business owners, other coaches, business coaches out there that don't necessarily have that same, feeling, that same goal. And that has, oftentimes rubbed us wrong, where we're being told to do something a certain way. And I don't know if anybody listening will identify when you're being told to do something a certain way, but it just doesn't feel right. And so then what do? You either do it and kind of grit your teeth, or you don't do it at all and you lose momentum. And so
I can just insert something. One of the biggest things for us is that, there are certain best practices. And one of the best practices in marketing is to make a huge promise to people. Well, we look at that and say, we don't want to make any promises we can't keep. And that's just one example. And some people feel very comfortable with the promises that they make. And we've looked at those and think, no, we just can't say that. We want to be fully upfront with people and completely, out there with what we can really provide for them.
Exactly.
And Dana, you mentioned compassion, and I think back to times that I've been in your office when you were a paralegal and overheard you talking with uh, people on the phone, and you do have such a loving, encouraging, compassionate way about you. I know that it was very helpful for all those people that had injuries of various types that you worked with over the years, especially when they go from you to the brusque, nothing but the facts attorneys. It was great that you were there to soften things and bring a human aspect to it. But I just want to say, I appreciate your encouragement, and I know that our clients do as well.
Well, it feeds me to be able to help other people and to hold their hand and to encourage them, because sometimes, people don't see that the brilliance that they have. And it takes someone coming from the outside to reveal that to them. Or maybe they're feeling discouraged about something, and to just have someone come in and give them, well, have you ever thought about this kind of thing? And that's the kind of stuff that I like to do and incorporate in with our coaching students. So what other, okay, so we've kind of revealed this a little bit. Who do you want to work with? Well,
I guess we'd say we want to work with people that want to work with us. And
yes.
If you feel a connection, we want to talk with you. But as we think of who are we speaking to, we are speaking to second career Christian coaches and affiliate marketers who are just starting or who are building their business. We want to help you to get things off on the right foot and then to help that business to grow.
Exactly. And we're looking for those that are motivated. It's hard to, pull teeth. We don't do that. I hate pulling teeth. So we want to work with people who are motivated and who really see the vision and are coachable. So those are some other great aspects as well. So, and then our final question tonight, what are you most excited about with this change?
Well, I think I've talked more than you have, so let me just turn this one over to you.
Okay. All right. Well, I was talking to a partner, a prospective partner the other night, and he asked me this question, and I thought about it for a little bit, but I got to thinking, wouldn't it be great to start a business call or a business training with a word of prayer? Now, you can't do that with just anybody, but if it's a Christian who has the same heart as we do, that would become a very normal thing. And he was very encouraged by that. And he encouraged me that would be marvelous, because not only are you asking for God to come and be part of your discussion, of your training, to reveal things, whatever you're going to pray for, but you're also setting an intention, and you're letting God know that he is important. And so that energized me a lot. We start our worship with a prayer and end with a prayer, that kind of thing. That's all normal. And that's, what we've been doing our whole lives. But why can't we bring God into our businesses?
That's a great thing to bring up, because you and I begin our day together with prayer. We begin our business meetings with prayer. Mm-hmm. We're not thinking of prayer in some magical kind of way that we're going to get what we want because we prayed, but because we want God to be glorified in what we do. We want God to be honored, and we want, honestly, to follow the direction that God has for us, even sometimes when that's not maybe what we would have chosen ourselves. So we're always trying to be open to the nudge of God's Spirit in our lives.
Exactly. And I feel like this change that we've made, just a tightening up of what we've always done. It doesn't going to change necessarily how we coach or what we teach, but it's going to change how we market. And by our example, I'm hoping that our students are listening to these questions and they're answering them. We watch this on the replay. Answer those questions for themselves. What's important and what strengths, what gifts do you bring to your business? What are those things that you want to be known for? These were questions we answered for you, so you could get a little glimpse into us a little bit more personally. But these are things that you too should be asking yourselves, and it can't do anything but help your business be stronger when you have that clarity of vision. Well, guys, I thank you for your time. We've gone a little bit longer than I try to go on my Tip Tuesday lives, but if you have any questions at all, go ahead and put those in the chat. Again, we're broadcasting and streaming this into several different places. And if you're curious, maybe you haven't worked with David and I yet, and you're seeing us for the first time, but you're curious about what that might look like and how is it that we help our students, our clients in building their online business. Well, go ahead and put a comment in the chat. Put assessment. Put the word assessment. I know that's a big word and maybe a scary word. It's not a big test. It's just a series of questions we can walk you through to get an idea of what you've already done in your business, where you are in your business, maybe some of the places you've gotten stuck. And when I see that word assessment, I will send you a personal email with a calendar link so that we can jump on a call and just get clarity right now about where your business is and where you want it to go. And I'll look forward to seeing you all next week on Tip Tuesday as we continue to bring you things and tips and strategies and cool things that will help your business grow and prosper. So until next time, be safe, be well, and be blessed.